أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري واشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. There's no God but you, glory be unto you. Indeed, I was among the wrongdoers. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. اللهم افتح علينا حكمتك وانشر علينا رحمتك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. O Lord, open the doors of wisdom and mercy and shower your blessings upon us. Amen. وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Amin. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Happy Saturday. Inshallah, everybody is doing beautiful. We will pick up with our conversation or studies on understanding really who can be our point of support in this interesting journey of the universe, where we go through different stages, ages, and so much happiness, disappointments, love, and different kind of feelings are imparted onto us through our various feelings. So we were looking upon how can we make Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. For us, God suffices and he's the best disposer of affairs. So Quranic words, how can we practically live with it in our lives? And so we are continuing on today with the fourth ray on page 93. And we left off with how we experience transience, and within this transience there are messages for us where we desire permanence. We experience things are constantly changing, moving. The author used here the word disappearance. And so how do I connect all these experiences to myself? And so the meaning side of anything. And so he proposed or presented to us 6 aspects, where we covered the first 3, being how everything comes in shape and form, and it carries some sort of meaning, and the meaning points to something that our humanity requires, or something that our heart seeks for, and it points to also something that's not of the nature of this universe. So there we were with the 3 aspects, and let's pick up from the 4th and the 5th today. Let me just check in to see if anybody wants to share anything. Okay. So we are on page 93, the rays. Bismillah. The 4th, the permanent existence of their dominical glorifications represented in the preserved tablet, which is a sort of existence. And the 5th being the permanent existence in the exhibitions of knowledge and external vistas. Let's try to read up a little bit the 6th aspect as well, just to get things into perspective here. Let me see. The permanent existence of their spirit. So we're talking about our experiences, how everything points to something where we want things to be permanent. And And everything, it seems, is bringing in a message which let us experience existence. And so let's see, the sixth. The permanent existence of their spirits, if they have them, for their various functions and states in their death, transience, disappearance, annihilation, and their appearance and extinction, is nothing other than what is demanded by the divine names. It is due to the mystery of this that beings flow like a rushing torrent on the waves of life and death, existence and non-existence. It is due to the mystery of this, the mystery of like what I conclude to be existence, or what I experience existence. It is due to the mystery of this that beings flow like a rushing torrent on the waves of life and death, existence and non-existence. So pretty much, how do I explain existence, whatever I'm experiencing here? And from this function arises perpetual activity and continuous creation. I and everyone, therefore, are compelled to say, for us, God suffices, and he is the best disposer of affairs, page 93. For us, God suffices, and he's the best disposer of affairs. That is, as regards to existence, it is sufficient for me that I am the work of the necessary existent. To receive this element existence for a passing instant is preferable to millions of years of apparent fruitless existence. That's key here. So I'm just quickly going to share just some thoughts that are occurring while reading this text. So we are experiencing existence every moment, but how much aware am I of my experiences is another matter, because life is just going by, just like pages of a book. You flip and flip and flip, but am I extracting meaning from it, or am I just heedlessly reading it and superficially reading it, flipping one page to the next? Or am I really reflecting or connecting the experiences to where it comes from? So getting the meaning of something, like how we're reading this text right now, we can just skim through it. That's usually how at least I go on living my life. But I think just pondering a little more on, hey, wait, what does this mean? What does all this point to? So I think when we take a moment and really reflect on our existence, which ultimately points to a source of existent or a necessarily existent one, then that's I think that's fulfilling the purpose of one's existence. Because if I'm not connecting my existence to the owner of this universe, then it's like living baselessly, aimlessly, just thinking that everything is just randomly here. Let me just usurp everything. So I think this last piece kind of really reminded me of how just one experience can have, or just like one sentence can have like a profound meaning that, it covers the whole entire universe or the whole entire book. All right, I'm going to, let me see, pause here just to see if anyone has any thoughts or anything to share. Not, then we can proceed a little bit here. Though I was wondering what this is, the fifth point, the permanent existence in the exhibitions of knowledge and external vistas. Eternal vistas, thank you. So how things have aspects to it. So definitely there's experience knowledge of things. I'm not sure, but perhaps things point to something. So, you know, it's just not haphazard happening. So just knowing this, it's I think it's an important aspect to our experiences, knowing that there must be things are happening out of knowledge. Things are not happening out of chaos or randomness. So there must be an agent, a knowledgeable agent behind the experiences. Alrighty. So those of you who joined us in, we are on page 93 of the race, and we're just going over the 6 aspects of what this universe points to. So through transience, we experience the need for permanence. So that's the matter in a nutshell, but we should be further looking over the various meanings that we can extract from our experiences. And because we experience the universe in different ways, shape, forms, and it's really the meaning that these shapes and forms carry is the ultimate aim and purpose for me to connect my existence to. Otherwise, I cannot connect myself to shape and form, because as far as my human side is concerned, the shape and forms are just vehicles carrying a message. And yep, that's that. All right, if nobody has any sort of pointer to make, let me just look into this thing too. So how is the verse? For us, God suffices, and he's the best disposer of affairs. And from this function arises perpetual activity and continuous action. I and everyone therefore are compelled to say, like, nothing of this universe satisfies me. That's true. Created thing or anything, we're all transient in as far as our physicality is concerned, but our spirit requires something beyond the physical form, and that's where we seek a one who gives us existence, the existence giver, for he's the best disposer of affairs in terms of the way I'm put in this universe, the whole setup. There must be a one who knows exactly what he or she's doing, because otherwise nothing would make sense here. Okay. Oh, Ali Murmur, go ahead, please.
Difficult to understand. I am also, as you are, you have been trying to understand and make sense of the text. It is difficult to understand because we are not used to thinking in the way that the author is presenting to us here in this text. But try to understand whether what the author is presenting makes sense to us or not. First of all, we have to be sure, or at least we have to have reached the conclusion that, as the text says, I am the work of the necessary existent one. Necessary existent. I am the work of this. I'm trying to understand if it makes sense. For example, if a machine is a conscious being, a machine, human-made machine, conscious being, and it is aware that it is going to die and disappear from this kind of existence. If this machine looks at itself, which is a conscious being, looks at itself, and if this machine can conclude that I am the work of a conscious and permanent, necessary existent being, so it is the one who made me with his knowledge, with his wisdom, with his purpose, whatever, with his will, all the qualities which are manifesting on me are from him. So do you think this machine is brought into existence because where was it? There was an interesting connection between life and death, yeah. On the waves of life and death, in the middle of sixth one, yeah, on the waves of life and death. Yeah, that is, that's the one. Existence and non-existence, but non-existence means according to my being, because my being is transient. What we have been trying in this actually third point, in order to understand the comprehensive meaning of, for Askat Phases, and he is the best disposer of affairs. We are trying to understand this verse, how comprehensive this verse is, and how it helps me to understand it. So, transient appearance of the word versus as opposed to permanent, infinite quality of its creator. So if the transience of the beings here, like in the example of the machine knows that it is getting old and it is not going to work anymore and it will be taken away from existence. But it is, if it is aware that it belongs to an engineer, this engineer has its qualities who have made the machine with the manifestations of the reflections of his qualities. Although it seems to be disappearing, it means life is given, existence is given by an agent who has these qualities, permanent, infinite qualities of its maker. And it gave existence to it, and it itself cannot sustain its existence. The machine cannot sustain its existence. What happens? It says, okay, I am getting old and I am disappearing from the existence, but I am the work of the permanent one. In the text says, work of the necessary existence, which is permanent, because if something is necessary, if the existence of something is necessary, it must be permanent, infinite, because if it is a self-existing, self-sustaining existence, so it is the one who gave me existence, and it is the one who is giving me death. So yes, I cannot sustain my existence, guarantee my existence, keep my existence, but anyways, my existence is from him. He gave me the existence. He gave me life, being a machine. So this machine does not bother, because it is the one who brought me into existence, and it is the one who is going to permanently remain in existence. It means its existence is necessary, infinite, so it can make it again, because I am in his qualities. That is why this, what is demanded by the divine names, I am nothing but my appearance and disappearance is nothing other than what is demanded by the divine names, divine qualities of the Creator. Just one line up. So my appearance and disappearance, extinction, is nothing other than what is demanded by the divine names. It means permanent qualities of my Maker. If we really think about it, that this machine should not bother about it, because it is the one who brought in, the divine names, the owner of the divine names. It means the permanent who is taking away me from this existence. But I am within his quality still. It means my existence is always with him. If somebody freely gives something to you, do you think if this person really potent to do that, it must has enough power to do that, do you think he can give it to you because you didn't ask? He just gave you the existence. So I should not bother about my disappearing. It means
You're cutting off, Brother Ali. I don't know if it's me or others experience the same thing.
All the previous aspect convinced that you are the work of an absolute being, infinite being. Why do you bother about your being or receiving that? Because your existence from him, you belong to him as if you are with him. It means all your qualities, in fact, have been originated from him. I think we should try to understand. I see that it's a very valuable way of thinking, but I don't know whether I can make sense of it or not, because I have to think that, look, that is why this verse says, God suffices me. He knows what he is doing. He is capable of giving existence to me, life to me, and for any reason he gives death to me as well. He's not playing with me. He's a wise creator. I am the product of his divine names. And this divine names are not transient. It is not forgettable something. It is permanent, infinite. So I shouldn't bother about the future, as long about my future. Even death seems to be the final existence type of this universe. But if I am aware and convinced that I am the work of a necessary existent one. I am the work of necessary existent one. If I am sure about it, I shouldn't worry about my future. I am with him. I am with his quality, within his quality, within his knowledge. I know, and not only his knowledge, all his qualities, all the divine names, all his qualities. I should not worry about it, about death, because my existence didn't disappear. It is within the divine names of my Creator. I belong to him. I am there. But my physical existence is disappearing in the form of this type of existence. It shouldn't really bother me. And this verse is teaching this understanding of mercy, if you like, because it gives really relax to our feelings. I feel very peaceful. If I'm giving death, of course, I'm going to give in death. I'm going to be giving death by the one who has given me existence and given me life, and it is permanent. I am nothing anyways. I didn't create myself. I didn't give death to myself. And also we have to be careful. Death is not the disappearance of life. Death is another independent existence. That is very important to keep in mind. Life is an important existence. Death is an important independent existence. Both of them are coming from the same source. So I have no claim to do anything, but if I, through my consciousness, realize I belong to him, I should not bother about dying because that I'm going to die, because everything is decided by him, and I am, if you like, if you don't misunderstand, I mean, try not to misunderstand, I am always with him. My existence always with him, but I experience here a transient type of it. He is permanent. He must be able to give a permanent existence to me. Of course, through the senses, I understand that all the senses he has given me, I understand that he's promising he's going to give me the eternal existence because he gave me the desire for eternal existence. It is a promise for me. I think we have to tie up all together, although I couldn't really make a full presentation of it, but inshallah we can benefit these texts. They are very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Ali, for sharing your comment. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. It's not an easy subject to digest. Trying to wrap my head around it, but the type of lifestyle we live in, it's just really rough to sink this in. But inshallah, we should all try. At least I'm speaking for myself here. But what was striking to me in your comment, I know a lot was said. Thank you. You're trying to express out more, but the only piece that stood out to me was connecting my existence to an entity or a being that is not, I mean, that's it. That's, I'm not even going to say that's not within this universe. Like just connecting my existence to something or a one that's bringing everything into existence, that's setting up the stage for us. I think that's just a first step of comfort, because then at least we know that nothing else satisfies us, but only if I am able to connect my existence to a one, then it's the one that's taking care of everything. So future, as in death, shouldn't worry me. Thank you. Does anybody else want to maybe say something, share out maybe what you took away from it? That'll be good. Okay. So let's Okay, let's move on. It's just thinking about life and death right now. But anyways. Yeah. All right, so let's move on. Yeah, I think this is also an interesting point. This is sufficient, at least not realizing, not only concluding intellectually, but like realizing that I'm the work of the necessary existent one. Yeah, that's an important point. Then you know, I know that I'm being taken care of, or yeah, I'm being taken care of through this existential journey. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, through the mystery of being related to God through belief, a minute of this existence is the equivalent of thousands of years without the relation of belief. Without the relation of belief. I love it. The degrees of existence of that minute even are more complete and extensive than those thousands of years. I was thinking about like our experiences here, even the whole life journey. Like, what's the point of everything? What's the point of anything if we think about it? Any kind of relationship, anything, whatever we do, endeavors, everything will be just pointless if if I'm not able to connect my existence to a one that gives existence, because time just flies by like this with the blink of an eye. Everything is transient, really. People to people relationships, friends, family, it's just all transient. And unfortunately, we get stuck in these, and that's where we lose the, I guess, the essence of life, because if we attach ourselves to people, relationships, then, you know, it's just dissatisfaction, pain, expectations. And I think it's just getting out of that vicious circle and really like doing some inner work of, you know, what does my existence point to? Or definitely the analogy that was given earlier, that a machine must definitely have an engineer, and same thing with us. Our existence must have a one that's giving us existence. Okay. And if there are no more comments, let's continue. Likewise, sufficient for me for existence, and the value of existence is my being. The art of the one whose grandeur is in the heavens and signs are on the earth, and who created the heavens and earth in 6 days. Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I mean, just a thought that occurred while reading this. Like, how can I attach my existence, or how can I even think about my existence in terms of a one that gives existence, while I'm constantly bombarded and surrounded by transient being, like where I get distracted just by whatever is going on around me, and how can I really connect my existence, yeah, to a necessarily existent one? I don't know. I'm just gonna throw this question out there if anybody wants to share something on that line. But I mean, it's not easy to, like, right now here we are discussing this, but the practicalities of life or day-to-days, it's so many distractions deviate us. It's just all it all becomes like a horizontal worldview. All right. Let's see. So fish. So yeah, I mean, this is like, again, really connecting my being to a necessarily existent one is the only way of salvation for me, as far as being satisfied in anything. And yeah, so I think just looking at things from a different perspective as far as being created. Things are being created, they are presented to me, and they point to something beyond themselves. So maybe that can be a first step to help us out, inshallah. All right. Likewise, sufficient for me for existence and its perfection is my being the artifact of the one who adorned and lit up the heavens and with lamps, and made dazzling the earth with flowers. Yeah, I mean, we see all kind of creation around us, at least butterflies, flowers, they all look good. We all love them. So who's setting up the stage for me? Oh, guess what? It's the same owner, or it's the same one who's creating my being as well. So that should suffice me. I mean, this is easy said than done, but inshallah, let's, at least I need to further reflect on this to make sense. Okay. Any comments? Go ahead, Brother Ali.
Can we understand this last paragraph you read as, since the creator, whoever is creating this universe, is doing everything purposefully and for a good reason, to fulfill something, then if he gives me the death, there must be a reason in it. But at least I can understand why I am created in the transient form. That's something else, because I have to really work on it. Who I am in this world, since I cannot sustain my life, since I cannot guarantee my life, I understand that there is a purpose in being created in the transient basis. So that is something, it's the wisdom of transience. But apart from this, when I look at the universe, my existence is transient in this universe, but when I look at the universe, everything is purposefully done. When I am given death, when I am created with a nature of transience, there must be a purpose in it as well. Not because I am going to preserve my life, my existence, so that I cannot preserve my existence, so I will disappear after I die. No, I cannot claim this, because it is not me who is going to preserve my existence. It is the one who gave me this transient existence is going to preserve my existence. That is what belief in the 2 paragraph above, it says, being related to God through belief. It means being convinced that I am the product of a permanent being. He is doing everything purposefully. So my being transient is his choice, and there must be purpose in it. Rather than worrying about my existence after death, I have to think why he has created me with the nature of, or the basis of, transience. Why? What is the point? There must be a wisdom in it. Like he does everything with wisdom. Look at it. There is no purposeless creation in the world. I think these are good way of dealing with the problem of transience. and worrying about what will happen to me when I die, rather than claiming that or my religion says I'm going to be resurrected. Yeah, I hope, inshallah, inshallah, God willing, I will be given permanent existence. This is not belief. These are, every small paragraph here really lays a foundational stone, which convinces me that I should not worry about my existence, about my transience, about death, but rather try to utilize the nature of transience in my existence. So try to understand and utilize it, benefit from it, so that I will, at the end, of course, if I understand that I'm purposefully given transience, I will definitely define my existence only with the existence of my creator, who is, by definition, must be necessarily existent one. It means absolute one. So I belong to absolute. No worry about this world anymore. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. The last part was excellent. I belong to the absolute. No, do not worry about anything of this world. It's just like what he said earlier, that a minute of this existence is the equivalent of thousands of years. So just realizing that, living with this awareness, I think that's what's needed, inshallah. Okay, any other comments from anybody? All right, so let's read up the last paragraph on page 93. Likewise, sufficient for me for pride and honor is my being the creature and totally owned slave and servant of the one, in relation to whose perfection and beauty all the beauties and perfections of the universe are merely dim shadows and signs of his perfections and indications of his beauty. In relation to whose perfection and beauty all the beauties and perfections of the universe are merely dim shadows and signs of his perfection and indications of his beauty. Okay, so I guess again, would bring purpose and value to one's existence is being proud about the owner of the universe, so being proud of the one who gives us to experience this existence. So every sort of good quality that we experience, like beauty, compassion, mercy, and so all of these point to a one that must be a most beauteous one. So things here are, the qualities manifested here are just a reflection. And so what the author is proposing here, that if something is reflected, then so the real object must possess the qualities that we experience here in a way or form that I cannot fathom. So he's comparing it to like dim shadows. So everything that's reflected here are dim shadows, like sample, like yeah, I would say sample to what's out there or what's available. So yeah, no, but an interesting, good point to think about. Okay. Any comments from anybody? Oh, go ahead, Ali Mama.
I hope other friends should also share their reflections on it. These are interesting points, actually. It came to my mind when you read the last paragraph on this page, as if I am, let's say, an employee of company, and the company is very generous, and it has no way that it will bankrupt. I'm sure of it. If I'm sure of it, of course, what I have to investigate first. I am a temporary employee there because I will be employed until I get retired. Afterwards, the company will continue, and it is a very powerful company, let's say very generous company. They just really employed me and giving me what I need. But I know that I'm going to get out of this company one day. But if I realize that while I am being to this company, I am serving this company, it is my pride, because I feel that there is no way for me, although I am temporarily employed there, but my company is permanent. So, as the text says here, I have to have pride and honor of being an employee of this company, because I know that I belong to this company. I'm proud of it. Why? Because I feel secure while I am living or being an employee by this company. Of course, this is an example given within the conditions of this world. So this analogy should not be taken to God saying that I will be retired and have nothing to do with the company. This side of the analogy doesn't work. But am I going to be proud of my company? Because it is, it has no way that this company is going to fail one time. No, I feel comfortable about it. That's why if we understand that my existence belongs to this company, or that is different. But in this example, my existence doesn't belong to this company, because it's an existence within the conditions of this world. So I belong to the absolute being. So I am not proud of my existence, but I am proud of my source of existence, the one who gave me the existence, the one who employed my existence, my life, my needs. And he took me into existence. He is giving me the death. But he himself is absolute. So I have to be proud of my creator. I shouldn't be proud of my existence. I should be proud of the source of my existence. This is an interesting thing, that human beings, when they work employed by a very, very famous, rich, worldwide company, everywhere this company has many, the best company. What do? They get the badge and put on their neck and hang the badge down and let the people see that I work for this company. I'm not a simple being. I'm an important being. That is their pride. Of course, this is an analogy. If one is convinced about his belief in God as being the absolute one, then this person, inshallah, we all have to be proud of being belonging to an absolute one who's the owner of the universe. It's simply called God. So we have to be proud of our creator, our originator, not proud of our feelings, our existence, our feelings. But all the feelings are given to us. For example, if I demonstrate a merciful action, compassionate action, help somebody. Typical example, if someone says, you are a very nice man. No, I say, excuse me, this honor doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the one who gave me the quality of being compassionate. And I am proud of him, not proud of myself, because it doesn't belong to me. It is given to me by my, if you like, owner company. So it is a good analogy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a very beautiful analogy, actually. Funny too, because when we apply the case to ourselves, like how many times do we pat ourselves in the back for all the anything that we do? Like simple example, helping someone. So yeah, I think connecting all the actions to one that's giving us the opportunity to get to know what type of creator or existence giver is he. So obviously become proud of belonging to such a one. Thank you. Any other comments from anybody? Okay. Let's see what we got on the next page. So likewise, sufficient for me for everything is he who stores up in tiny containers between the Kaf and the Nun. Footnote. That is the creative command B from Quran chapter 36 verse 82. So sufficient for me for everything is he who stores up in tiny containers between the Kaf and the Nun incalculable numbers of bounties. Wow, yeah, that's true. And preserves through his power tons in a single handful of the subtle containers called seeds and grains. Yeah, that's true. It's interesting. Just anything around us. We can take a wing of a dragonfly. It may seem it is tiny. It's not that tiny, but it's small. But like, look at the design and everything. Or think of seeds from a fig fruit or anything, sunflower seeds, grains, so many to name. We're just giving out names, but yeah, that's interesting that how, yeah, like first of all, so much in abundance as far as all the bounties that are out there. Just like the author is saying, incalculable number of bounties. That's true. Like there's so many that we can't even like count, right? And so yeah, I don't go ahead. So somebody wanted to say something. Okay, I'm thinking here. Sufficient for me is everything is he stores up. Asifa, you want to say something? Your microphone is unmuted. Okay. Sufficient for me for everything is he who stores up in tiny containers between the Kaf and the Nun incalculable numbers of bounties and preserves through his power tons in a single handful of the subtle containers called seeds and grains. Yeah, so it's interesting to see how, I don't know, maybe that's what he's meaning. Like from seeds, little seeds come tons of fruits that we can't even calculate. So this is interesting that the one who's doing all this must be an interesting one. Okay. Does anybody want to add anything here? Out of words here, but I don't know. So yeah, so I think that's all I have to share for now. But I'm see if anyone else. If not, then we can ponder over this and then pick it up next time. Go ahead, Ali Murmur.
Okay. I'm sorry, no one else is speaking. That's why I want to share. As soon as you read the paragraph, what came to my mind, look, I belong to a one who creates the huge qualities of human beings, for example, in a cell, and with no difficulty, no necessary material or something that gives existence freely and demonstrates its power to create in such a way that in one cell, even I cannot see it by my naked eye, all the qualities of the history of my life, from the very beginning until I die, everything is, even the, I don't know, even this, a single cell in my body, which kind of functions it is going to do, it is preserved there and it is created there. But this act of creation is so simple for him, so easy. Let me see, once and it happens. If I am sure that I belong to this one, and this is my source of existence, that belief, that understanding is enough for me, sufficient for me, for everything. He creates in a wonderful, miraculous way, so I belong to him. Why bother? What will happen to me after my death? It's not you that who's going to take care of your existence after your death. It is the one who creates you, who creates the death, is the one who's going to take care of it. But this one is the one who creates the whole life of the living beings, for example, in one atom that you cannot see even, and so easily. So leave everything to him. Put your trust in him. He is not going to ignore you. Because he can do it, why shouldn't he do it? There is no reason, because he creates only as a result of will. It means he wills and wonderful things are created. I think belief in the absoluteness, infiniteness of God, that we belong to him, is the solution for all my problems, worries. What will happen to me? Oh, come on, I am full of worries, so I shouldn't say this. It was really, they have no base. All the worries are pointless. Especially the main worry is death. Pointless. Because I'm not going to guarantee my life after death so that I cannot make it, but the one who creates the one atom, in it, one cell, in it, whole my life is preserved there. Why wouldn't he preserve my existence as well within his infinite power? MashaAllah, thank you, beautiful.
Yeah, thank you for your comment on this. That was interestingly helpful. Yeah, this notion of death. Alrighty, we can stop here for today. It's just a lot to think about in terms of worries. Yeah, okay. If anyone wants to make any last comment, feel free to do so. If not, then inshallah, we can pick up from second paragraph on page 94. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. Glory be unto you. We have no knowledge save except that which you've taught us. Indeed, you are all knowledgeable, all wise.